Today, we embark on a journey to uncover the history of Veterans Day, a day of remembrance, gratitude, and respect for those who have served our country. Join us as we learn about the origins, significance, and the invaluable contribution of our veterans.
Our story begins in the aftermath of World War I. The Armistice of World War I is a crucial agreement that effectively ended the hostiles of World War I. It went into effect at the 11th hour of the 11th day in the 11th month of 1918. On November 11th, 1918, the guns fell silent as the ceasefire ended the war to end all wars.
Americans across the country took the streets in joyous celebration.
In 1919, this day was known as Armistice Day, to mark the end of World War I and to remember those who served in the Great War.
Until 1954, this day was commemorated annually as Armistice Day.
Over the years, it became a time to educate the younger generation about the importance of service and sacrifice.
A collection of letters and photographs from the archive at the National Army Museum depicts the conflicting emotions of Armistice. They describe the tragic death of 19-year-old Second Lieutenant Noel Evans on the morning peace was signed and the impact it had on those close to him. For thousands of families who had suffered the loss of loved ones during the war, the signing of the Armistice on 11 November 1918 was a bittersweet occasion. Feelings of jubilation and relief that the fighting had ended were tempered by heartache and anguish at the terrible price that had been paid for peace. During his brief time in service, Noel and his comrades were frequently exposed to grave dangers, and he survived several near misses. Noel's luck finally ran out on November 4th, a week before the hostilities ended. A shell burst a few yards from the dugout where he was on duty. Noel's parents traveled to France to visit him in the hospital. However, on arrival, they were informed that their son had succumbed to his wounds in the early hours of Armistice Day. It's been the hardest week to bear of my life. The uncertainty of the dear laddie's condition, the suspense at the last moment when we reached the hospital, and the crushing words of the matron, "I'm afraid I have bad news for you." We were too late. He passed away on Monday morning in the early hours. Strange to say, just about the time the armistice was signed. Peace came at a huge price. 1918 was the most devastating year on the Western Front. The mobile warfare since March had cost each side over 1 million men. Against the backdrop of the victorious celebrations, his heartbroken family headed back to Britain to mourn, with his mother Violet Evans writing to her sister on November 16th. To think that we shall never see his dear smile again. It's all been so cruelly hard. All the horrible noise and crowds and rejoicing everywhere, day and night. It has been a continuous nightmare, and the journey back I thought would never come to an end. It was such an awful shock when we got there, and to be told that he had already gone to the cemetery. I don't know how to face life without him.
poppy flower is a powerful symbol of remembrance and gratitude. Its importance is rooted in the famous war poem In Flanders Fields, written by Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae during World War I. In the poem, red poppies are depicted as the first flowers to grow in the war-torn battlefields of Flanders. The sight of these poppies inspired the poem's author and later became a symbol of hope and remembrance for fallen soldiers. In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead, short days ago. We lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow. Loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw. The torch be yours to hold it high, if ye break faith with us who die. We shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields. The wearing of poppies symbolizes a commitment to peace and the importance of never forgetting the service and sacrifices of those who have defended our freedom.
It wasn't until 1954, when President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed legislation, that Armistice Day became Veterans Day, a day to honor veterans of all wars, including World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the Gulf War, and more recent conflicts such as Iraq and Afghanistan.
Dear folks, I'm still here at the 22nd Replacement Center. I'll probably ship out tonight or tomorrow. Where to, I don't yet know. Things are still quiet, no trouble whatsoever. It's really funny seeing guys going home and I'm just getting here. It's just one big cycle. All the guys I talked to were infantry. They seem very sad, even though they are going home. I guess they saw a lot. The clerks, on the other hand, are completely opposite. They just don't know what the war is really like. As one guy said, you got to fight it to know it. I hope you are all well. I'll write again when I get a chance. Billy.
There are approximately 18.8 million veterans in the United States. Veterans Day now serves as a reminder of the duty and sacrifices of our service members, a day to express our gratitude.
Good morning. High schools like ours play a crucial role in educating our youth about the significance of this day. As we gather in unity on this Veterans Day, we remember the sacrifices made by those who served and continue to serve. We honor their dedication, bravery, and selflessness, and the military families that support their service.
One of the most important aspects of Veterans Day is passing down the knowledge and appreciation of our veterans to the next generation.
Our local veterans are the living embodiment of the spirit, and we are forever grateful of their service. There are many ways to support and honor veterans on Veterans Day. Disabled American Veterans and the American Legion, which provide vital support and services to veterans.
You can support veterans organizations. Donate to or volunteer with organizations that provide vital support and services to veterans. The Wounded Warrior Project, WWP, began in 2003 as a small grassroots effort providing simple care and comfort items to the hospital bedsides of the first wounded service members returning home from the conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Send care packages or write letters to active duty service members. Offer help to military families during deployments. Express gratitude by taking a moment on Veterans Day to thank a veteran for their service.
Veterans Day is more than just a holiday. It's a testament to the indomitable spirit of the American people. It's a day to say thank you to those who had defended our freedom.
Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. Remember, honoring and supporting veterans is not limited to Veterans Day. It's a year-round commitment to recognize their sacrifices and ensuring they receive the care and assistance they need. On this Veterans Day and every day, let us remember and honor our heroes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.